Do you want a professional and confident image of yourself on your website or LinkedIn profile? Awesome, because today I'll be showing you how to make your very own AI headshots at home. Here is my very own before and after of my headshot process. So I use the app Geo, and this is going to run you about $40 a year on the App Store. So let's get right into how you can create your very own. A couple tips to start with is you'll need to set your phone up or have someone take a photo of you from chest up. Make sure the framing isn't too wide and we're not capturing your whole body. You also, most importantly, want this to be against a blank wall or a plain background. You can wear whatever you want. It can be a wrinkly shirt, a t-shirt. You don't have to get ready. You don't have to do your makeup or hair. You just need someone to get a photo of you chest up. You'll see it has all these different options you can do. I kind of just end up clicking on styles. You could go right to clothing or background or whatever, but I'm going to open up and just frame it to the best of my abilities here. So I'm zooming in and out just so you guys can kind of see, but this is a correct cropping. So just a little bit below the chest. So I clicked styles. So it's going to show you a ton of different things here. They even have like doctors, they have realtors, but I'm going into the office first just to show you guys. This will give you a background and a suit. This does take about 3 minutes max to load, so I just kind of cut between so you guys could see. So I chose this blazer option. This did not give me a background since I chose this style. But it gave me a turtleneck, so that's a little bit different. Sometimes the neck can be a little off on these, so it's kind of nice that they covered it up anyways. But I do recommend cropping these if you're using them for your profile photos on like LinkedIn, on your website, because I feel like chest above on these AI generated images is what looks the best. So I went ahead and I chose a background. I feel like these office backgrounds look the best. So here's me just flipping between the before and after. And I think with that background, it just immediately makes it look better. All right, now I'm going into the different retouching services they have, and I'm going to hit on skin, and I'm just gonna show you what that looks like on the lowest and highest end. Be careful with this that you don't go too extreme. So I go about halfway, and this just smooths the skin out and makes it look more like a professional photo was taken other than just something on my iPhone. Also, I'm just playing around with some of the different effects they have. It kind of helps to open up the lips or the teeth. You can whiten just a little bit, but like I said, don't go too extreme on these elements, or that's kind of where you go over the line a little bit with these things. So just making it look as natural and polished as possible. I also think these photo adjustments help a lot if the background's a little brighter than the photo you had. Dimming the brightness, adding contrast can help a lot. So you'll see I'm just kind of playing around with these here. They do have this blur effect that's useful. I just put that on a little bit just so that the clothing that the AI generated wasn't as crisp and clear, just because I didn't feel totally natural to what would have been in a professional photo. So kind of taking that quality down, which sounds a little crazy, but I think it helps the outfit to look a little bit more natural. Wanted to also show you guys what a filter looks like if you were going for a more edgy, darker look, or just to build some interest and intrigue in your photo or on your website. So I threw on a little B&W filter there. But I'm also going to show you what a few different outfits would look like, and I'm going to skip ahead so you don't have to see it waiting on this. But I went ahead and did a button up. And again, I think this gives a more casual look if maybe you didn't want to put this on LinkedIn and maybe you wanted it as an Instagram profile photo. So I thought this actually looked super nice. So I went ahead and threw a sweater option on as well. And I'm throwing on some more filters just because I felt like this made it look a little bit more natural as someone's maybe branding their photos for their Instagram, putting filters on. Just wanted to show you guys that you can utilize it on this app as well. So we're going to save that as a standard image to our camera roll, using that for later. And then you can see my graveyard of other headshots going on here. But I wanted to show you more mature skin, and actually a client that had requested us to remove some fine lines. And this is also an image that isn't super bright. It is against a blank wall. It's good sizing, but I can't really see her features super clear, so the image is a little blurred. So it's totally okay if you receive an image like this, or this is the only photo you can get of yourself. I'll show you that we can still work with an image like this, even though it's a little blurry and the lighting isn't super great in the photo. So I went ahead, I'm just throwing on a whole background and photo on her, and I thought this actually came out great so far, so I'm showing you just the before and after there. But particularly, I wanted to show you messing with the fine lines on here. So the client just wanted us to kind of get rid of some wrinkles and fine lines on her face. So again, I'm going to do a little less than 50% here so it doesn't look too extreme. Then a feature I really like is this eye bag feature. So this all the way up is not bad at all, and it completely gets rid of any lines underneath the eyes. You can also mess with the chin and the angle of the face here, which is useful. I'm not going to do it on this client here, but just playing around with that, opening the mouth a little bit, especially if we're going to put some makeup on in a second, which I will show you guys. It's kind of nice to just lift the lips a little bit more, so there's more space for us to put color on. So they do have this makeup option here. It's not great. It doesn't put a ton on, which maybe that's not a bad thing. But I just put the natural on. I think I've tested out some of these different ones. That's what I've found worked the best. You can see it just adds a little bit of darkness around the eyes, a little bit of color to the lips, and sometimes some eyeshadow. So definitely play around with this. I wouldn't do it all the way up though. But I was really happy with how this picture turned out. Again, I'm kind of playing with the lighting of the photo here just so it matches the background that we chose. You can even choose to maybe sharpen that image if you have a more dimly lit photo going on. But I thought that maybe brought out some of the fine lines here. So I turned the sharpness down, playing with some of that blur again, which I think helps with the outfit. And then I'm going to show you guys one more background that I chose with this photo that I felt was a little bit more natural, and it just depends on maybe your occupation, what background you'd like. All right, you guys, so I'm going to save this as a standard image here again, and then here are some of those photos that I created today, the different options, and some male options as well for you guys to see. Now, if you're feeling like you don't quite have enough time to make all these headshots yourself, play around with the app, or if you're not wanting to pay that yearly fee, we would be so happy to offer our virtual headshot service for you guys. For just $79, you'll receive 3 professionally edited headshots to choose from, plus a custom social media graphic perfect for LinkedIn, your website, or different marketing materials. These are fast, they're affordable, and they're really effortless. So your next professional headshot is only 24 hours away. If you want to find out more, definitely click the link below to learn a little bit more about our services. And yeah, I hope you guys had fun learning how to make your very own AI headshot, and we'll see you in the next video.